What's going on, guys? It's Livid. Hope you're all doing very well today. Welcome back to another vendor reset video. I won't lie to you guys, this week is a little underwhelming, but we'll go ahead and jump right in so you can get a better idea. We're going to start off at the advanced weaponry vendor at the base of operations. This vendor has an MP5 ST with deadly, commanding, and hurried. You can make this work for PvP or PvE. Either way, I would definitely roll commanding off for something else. You could keep commanding if you wanted to and roll determined on the bottom. However, it's not ideal. Next, we're heading over to the gear vendor inside the base of ops. This vendor does have an electronics mod on 264 with 3% skill haste, perfect for really any kind of electronics based build. And next we do have a firearms mod at 204 with 3% damage to elites. We didn't have any damage to elite mods lately, so these are good ones to come back to. Make sure you guys buy these if you don't have these. I can never emphasize that enough. Next, we're heading over to Camp Hudson at the weapon vendor. This vendor has a lightweight M4 with predatory, unforgiving, and fierce. There's a couple different things that you could do with this. I would recommend one of two things. You can roll unforgiving off for vicious and use this with predator's mark, or you can keep unforgiving and roll off predatory for something along the lines of responsive or deadly. You can use this with alpha bridge for PvP. Next, we're heading up to Autumn's Hope. This vendor does have a 266 firearm mod on 3006 health. I would say these are ideal for most PvP builds that you might be making, but you can also make these work with Striker. Next, we're heading up to the Crypt. This vendor has a C79 scope available. We are just a little bit off on max stats here for pretty much every attribute, but this is still a really good option if you don't have anything like this yet. Next, we're heading up to DZ East 61st Street. This vendor is selling a large suppressor with maxed out crit damage, crit chance, and stability, so this is probably going to be the best option this week as far as any of the vendors go. In my opinion, this is like the best item that you could pick up this week. Make sure you guys get this if you don't have any good critical hit damage muzzles. This next one's a bit niche, but we're going to head to East 31st Street. This vendor is selling a military L86 with dominant, deadly, and adept. I think that you should roll dominant off here for vicious, and this is really good for PvP Lone Star. If you guys are looking for some PvP LMGs, this is a really good option. The L86s do have a really small magazine size, which makes them really compatible with the Lone Star buff. And unfortunately, our last stop is going to be in DZ03 Safe Room. This vendor does have an M700 carbon with ferocious, deadly, and elevated. You can do a number of things here, but I think to make this most ideal for builds like Deadeye, you could roll ferocious off for prepared, but you could even do something along the lines of rolling deadly off for destructive. And unfortunately, guys, that is the whole vendor reset. This one was pretty underwhelming. I was hoping for something a bit better, but those are the options that I would recommend to you guys this week. Let me know what your guys' thoughts were, or if you guys picked anything up. And don't forget, we always have next week. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day.
Can't believe the bullshit that went down in the dark zone at the end there.
I know. We had it. Everything I told them was dead on. They made us pull out anyway.
And we left our dead behind.
Yeah, we're not supposed to do that. Hang on a second.